The day we were waiting for has finally arrived, everyone. The Nintendo Switch 2 Direct finally happened. And, wow, there was quite a lot. So, I'm not gonna go over everything that was announced. I'm just gonna go over a lot of the stuff that I was excited about, as I normally do for these types of things. Um, so, that's what I'm doing. I'm mainly gonna go over, what I was excited about. Of course, we're gonna go over like the Switch specs and all that type of stuff that they also announced. So, yeah. Anyway, without further ado, everyone, let's just get into the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct. So the first thing let's talk about is the release date and the price. So Nintendo Switch 2 has been revealed that it will be releasing on June 5th. That is only 2 months away. They straight up just went, yeah, 2 months, baby. That's crazy. Pre-orders will begin April 9th. Like literally in just a couple days, you can start your pre-orders. That is awesome. I'm happy with this date. I think most people thought we were probably gonna have to wait till like fall or something, before we got the Switch 2. But no, Nintendo just went, yeah, it's out in 2 months. Whatever. That's awesome. That is awesome. And of course, Nintendo, so it's a great time actually, summer, because summer break will happen and everyone's gonna have so much free time, so they'll be playing Switch games. That is awesome. And its price was revealed not in the Direct, but on the website, the Switch 2 website. It will cost $450 USD, which very pricey for a Nintendo console. That is quite pricey. So sadly, this probably is not something I'll be getting right away. I'll have to wait a bit. But yeah, 450. That's about. I mean, hey, it's less than like a PS5, so there's that at the very least. And now let's go over some specs they announced, right? Because they did a lot of spec announcements. So, it has a 7.9-inch screen that displays games at 1080p. It will be able to have 4K, and games will play up to 120 FPS. So they say. I will see about that later. The new Joy-Con now just is magnetized. Thank God, man. I'm tired of having to snap my freaking Switch 1 Joy-Con on, dude. It sucks. Of course, we have the mouse controls, which you can now use. The game will now have 256 gigabytes of internal storage, which I believe they said is 8 times the amount of Switch 1. And of course, like the previous model, you can get micro SD cards to expand the storage. They also detailed the game cartridges, which are now going to be red. So that's how you'll denote which one's a Switch 1 and Switch 2. And obviously they've made it inside the card that you can't just put a Switch 2 game in Switch 1 and expect it to work. That's not gonna happen. You can't do that. They talked about game share, so there's gonna be a new feature, game share, where you can, like it says, you can just share the game to multiple people. If you're playing a Switch 2 game, you can share it to someone who's playing on a Switch 1, even if they don't have the game. So that's really cool. And that's also their way to do local multiplayer with games that, require that you would normally play online. It's like, well, you can actually play it locally with someone else just by using the game share, which that's cool. And to top it off, we have the big new thing that they have been touting, which was that little C button that people were wondering what that was about. Well, they revealed it. It is for game chat. Game chat, which is essentially just Discord integrated into the Nintendo Switch. That's essentially what it is. That's what game chat is. It's just Switch. It's just the Switch's version of Discord, so you can stop using Discord. It's essentially what it is, right? Like, you can chat with your friend, you can show each other's screens. They have revealed that there's going to be a camera you can buy, so you can, like, have yourself there as well. There's an inbuilt microphone in there. They say that the microphone is like noise canceling. We're gonna see, buddy. We're gonna see. There is Also, I should mention, by the way, that another one of the features is the 2 USB-C ports. Thank God, dude. Thank God. However, for game chat, you have to be a Nintendo Switch Online member, baby. There's the catch. There's the catch. They did say, however, at launch, game chat will be free until March of next year. So, from June 5th until March 2016, game chat will be for everyone. And obviously by that time, they're hoping you like it enough to then start paying for a Nintendo Switch membership, which is fair enough. Some accessories that they announced besides the camera, there's going to be a new Switch 2 Pro controller, which has the C button in it. And it will also have an audio jack, so you can, actually use headphones on it, I guess. And I believe there is also going to be 2 grips on the handles, too. Like 2 new buttons on the grip, which that'll be fun. The Switch 2 Pro controller will be $80, and the camera is going to be $50. And the camera's also going to have features with Mario Party Jamboree, which we will get to much later. So other accessories that were also announced. This is the basic stuff. We have Joy-Con 2 on its own. The Joy-Con, like if you want to buy a Joy-Con like on their own, they are going to be $90. Oh my god. The Joy-Con 2 charging grip is going to be $35. The strap is going to be $13. The Joy-Con 2 wheel, which is probably what you can use for, like Mario Kart and all that's going to be $20. The dock is going to be $110. A Switch 2 carrying case and screen protector cost $35. The Switch 2 all-in-one carrying case is $80, and a Switch 2 AC adapter is $30. Basically, Nintendo's like, give me all your money. That's essentially what they're saying. And before we get into the games that were announced, I want to talk about what they announced for Nintendo Switch Online. Besides getting Game Chat, there is a new expansion pass, which has a new console for you to play as. It's GameCube. You can now play GameCube games on Nintendo Switch 2 specifically. It has to be the Switch 2. So if you have the Switch Online plus expansion pass, you will get access to GameCube games only on Switch 2. Which, you know what, I'm not that mad about. I mean, it does suck if you have a Switch 1, you can't play the GameCube games, but they're not designed for that. They're designed for the Switch 2. That's fine, that makes sense. It's more of an incentive to get the Switch 2. So the GameCube games that are going to be at launch is Legends of the Wind Waker. People were hoping that they would just port the HD version of Wind Waker. No, they're just going to put it on launch for the GameCube. Soul Calibur 2, which will be the version that had Link in it. F-Zero GX, I believe, is what they said it was going to be, F-Zero GX. And that is going to be the 3 games that's going to start the lineup, right? This is just the start of the lineup, right? This is just on launch day. These are the 3 games you can play. That's actually very good choices, by the way, because everyone's going to play Wind Waker. That's like hours of your time. F-Zero is a great multiplayer game for people to play. So is Soul Calibur 2. Those are 2 multiplayer games for people to play. That's awesome. And F-Zero has a story mode. F-Zero GX has a story mode. So there we go. And of course they said there's more that's going to be coming out, and like the ones they showed is like, Sunshine, Luigi's Mansion, Fire Emblem game. I think it was Path of Radiance is what it was. So there is going to be a lot more Switch 2 GameCube games coming out. So with that being said, let us now get into the big meat and potatoes here, the games. The first one that kicked it off is the new Mario Kart. Mario Kart 9, which is officially called Mario Kart World. So, it will be releasing the same day. It is a launch title for Switch 2, which, that is a no-brainer. So what was shown in the game? What is some new features that we have? Well, first off, I gotta say, this game looks great. I love the more cartoony art style that they're kind of leaning into. The characters are definitely a lot more smaller than the tracks, than the worlds. So, of course, we have the 24 drivers, which we said that we were going to do. But you can drive literally anywhere. Everywhere you see, you can drive. That's dangerous. That's very dangerous. So, very dangerous. So, what other features do we got here? Well, they've pretty much taken a thing out of Sonic Racing Cross Worlds and Sega Racing Transformed, where now the cars turn into boats, they turn into snowmobiles, planes, all that type of stuff. Depending on the terrain, your cart will turn into, the appropriate thing. So they're taking a bit of thing out of Sega here. This makes it even more interesting when Sonic Racing Cross Worlds comes out. Oh, that's gonna be crazy. But this comes out earlier, right? So, you can grind on rails. That is awesome. We're literally Sonic. You can ride on walls. You can like jump off walls and stuff. Like, it's insane the amount of versatility that they're gonna allow you to have in this game. Two new characters who I spotted were shown. Well, actually three. One is the Hammer Bro. He was shown in the gameplay. Another was the Moo Moo Cow from the Moo Moo Meadows. Why the hell not? And my boy Nabbit was there. Finally. So those are three characters I spotted. To get into the game modes, they have the usual Grand Prix, which is like normal. They did say, however, you are going to be driving to each world once the race is over. You're like actually gonna drive there. That's awesome. Like, there's no like, okay, the race is done, loading screen while we load the new one and you can take a break. No. You're driving there. That is awesome. Knockout Tour is an elimination style mode. So basically there's gonna be like you just race continuously on through a bunch of different tracks. And there's gonna be checkpoints. And the checkpoint's gonna have a number on it. If you are below that number, you are eliminated from the race. And then it's like last one standing. That's gonna be fun. That's awesome. I like that. There is Free Roam, which just lets you just explore the tracks. You can just explore all the levels at your own pace. Why racing games don't do that in general, I don't understand. That is so fun. It's like, just go and explore and see everything. Which means that they have designed these tracks for that. So there's gonna be a lot of stuff that like you maybe can only see in like, you're not gonna have time in a race to do it. But Free Roam, have fun. So that's a lot of what was announced for Mario Kart World. The game is gonna be $80, which is... It is a lot, but I mean, take a look at the price of a lot of other Nintendo Switch games. I saw people complaining like, oh, it's $80, guys. You've seen the price for the Switch 1 games. They go on like Amazon for like $90. Like, come on, man. Come on. But anyway, that was Mario Kart World. It's a nice name, Mario Kart World, like Super Mario World, Mario Kart World, especially when they talk about all the vast different worlds that are going to be there. You can switch costumes mid-race, which is awesome. We talked about people were like, oh, there's probably gonna be like a costume mechanic in it, right? Yes, there is a costume mechanic. You can actually switch the costumes mid-race, which is actually that's pretty cool. There will be an exclusive Mario Kart World Direct for its own on April 17th. So make a note of that. April 17th, there will be a Mario Kart World Direct just for Mario Kart World. There is... Now, okay, let's get into this now. We've all been wondering what the Sakurai game was. They revealed. They finally revealed what Sakurai's game was. Sakurai has said he'd been working on a game. And everyone's like, what's it going to be? New Kirby game? New Smash? Is he going to do what he did with Kid Icarus and revive an IP? We have it. It's a Kirby game. But it's not a Kirby game I think anyone thought. Kirby Air Riders, the sequel to Kirby Air Ride, is coming to Switch 2. That is crazy. That also means we're probably going to get Kirby Air Ride on the GameCube relatively soon. This launches later this year, developed by Sakurai. We don't know much about it other than it's just a sequel to Air Ride. That's awesome. I am there for that. People have been wanting Kirby in Mario Kart, and they went, how about we just give you a new Kirby racing game instead? We have Legend of Zelda once again breaking in. They got themselves a brand new game, and that is a new Hyrule Warriors game. Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment will be the prequel to Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. This tells you about the imprisoning war from Tears of the Kingdom. This is that, but it's done as a Hyrule Warriors game. Link is not playable in the game, which does suck, but I mean, for story reasons, he probably shouldn't even be here. So, there's that, but I'm getting a bit worried about this Link erasure, guys. I'm getting a bit worried. Echoes of Wisdom and now Age of Imprisonment. Getting a bit worried here, guys. It could just be my, sensitivity to all the stuff going on in the West, but I'm kind of like, I don't know. So another game that was announced, but I'm not really too into, but I mean, looking at the trailer, it looked interesting, was Donkey Kong Oh my god, Bonanza. It's a 3D Donkey Kong game. Donkey Kong has, of course, gone through the redesign, which everyone saw from the initial Switch reveal trailer. Yes, he has gone through a redesign. The rare version of Donkey Kong is no more, rest in peace, but we have this new version. I mean, the game looks good. It does look good. It's a 3D Donkey Kong game. I've never played a Donkey Kong game, and I've never really had any interest in playing a Donkey Kong game. But this one does look interesting. It does look interesting, but I'm still not, 100% into it, But I thought I should at least mention this, because I know people will be looking forward to it. So, they also said that certain Switch games will be getting Nintendo Switch 2 upgrades, and these are the ones that you're going to get right at launch. So, we have both Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom are going to be getting Switch 2 upgrades, which is smoother frame rates, faster load times, better graphics, all that stuff. But there's going to be a new Zelda Notes app on the Switch Online app, which will help players find shrines, Koroks, and other locations, alongside commentary from Princess of Zelda that wasn't in the initial games. So that is what you get for Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild. Metroid Prime 4 is going to be a cross-gen title. So you will get Prime 4 for Switch and Switch 2, but if you get the Switch 2 version, you will get mouse controls, 60 frames per second, 180p, 120 FPS, all that stuff. It's mainly graphical things for Prime 4. Super Mario Party Jamboree gets a new mode, pretty much, which is Jamboree TV. This adds new features and modes that take advantage of Switch 2, like mouse controls, built-in mic. There's a Bowser Live game show 2v2 mode that was announced. So yeah, Jamboree TV, this is pretty much like DLC for Mario Party Jamboree is coming, but instead of it just being DLC that you pay for, it's like, it's Switch 2, buddy. This comes out July 24th, 2025. And I think what is probably the biggest one is Kirby and the Forgotten Land is going to be getting some stuff, which is essentially DLC. It's a brand new story, Star-Crossed World. It's legitimately just a DLC story for Kirby and the Forgotten Land. This DLC will come out on August 28th. Again, this is only for the Switch 2 version. So this is essentially like DLC they probably had planned, and they went, nah, Switch 2 only. Type of thing. If you already own these games on Switch 1, you can just buy an upgrade for Switch 2, and then you get the thing. How much the upgrade is, I don't know, but of course, Nintendo's gonna have you pay for it. Because of course they are. This is Nintendo. Another game that was announced was called Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour, which allows you to kind of like see all the features of the Switch 2 and all that. It's essentially the tutorial for how to use the Switch 2, and they're gonna make you pay for it. Okay. So a lot of other games third-party games were announced. I don't care for most of them. The one I do care for is Deltarune. Deltarune was announced that both chapters 1 and 2 will be on the Switch on launch, along with chapters 3 and 4. I am psyched. And this is not just for Switch. This is for PS5, Xbox, XNS, and PC. So just in general, June 5th, Deltarune chapters 3 and 4 finally come out. Let's go. I'm there, buddy. I am there. Does not say if this is paid or anything, but I would assume this is probably the full release of Deltarune, and then chapter 5, 6, and 7 will be DLC, like added on. So chapter 1 came out in 2018. I was still in high school. talking about this. I was in like grade... What was I in? Grade 9? When Deltarune Chapter 1 came out? I remember talking about it with my friends. Right? Like, it was like the big thing. Like, oh my god, Deltarune's finally out. I remember talking about that. And then 2021, when I was out, I was like on my own just talking about Chapter 2. I didn't like Chapter 2 as much as I did Chapter 1. But I'm excited, man. I'm still excited. Undertale is like my favorite game of all time, so I will be, you know, looking at this. But that makes me very, very, very happy. So let's see, what other third-party games were there that is interesting? There is going to be Cyberpunk 2077, the Ultimate Edition, which is pretty much going to be everything all together. Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade is coming. Street Fighter 6, Hogwarts Legacy. We'll see how that runs. This one I did want to talk about. Bravely Default Flying Fairy HD Remaster. I have been wanting to play Bravely Default. And they're going to have an HD remaster where the characters are like 3D and all that. I don't know about that. I might just play the original. But that is interesting. Yakuza 0, the Director's Cut. This is the enhanced version of Yakuza 0. You know, better performance, all that type of stuff. But it's going to have new cutscenes and all that stuff. So this is like now the definitive way to play Yakuza 0. That is, of course, probably going to be out on, like, other systems as well, right? Like, this will be, like, PS5 and all that, so there is a new version of Yakuza 0 to come out and play. I have been wanting to get into the Yakuza series, and people have told me Yakuza 0 is where to start, so the Director's Cut's out, so that's good for me. And they also casually just announced that Hollow Knight Silksong is also coming out later this year. Thanks, guys. But that's pretty much the main stuff from the Nintendo Direct. Overall, I mean, I'm excited. I'm real excited for this. Nintendo, you guys hit it out the park. I'm looking forward to these titles, and yeah, that's awesome. So thank you all so much for watching. What was your favorite part of the Direct? What are you most looking forward to? Let me know in the comments down below, and I will see you guys all next time.